This is a Shangshao or Sengzhou 5x5 Jing's Pyraminx or 5th Magic Tower. I'm going to unbox it and see if I'm able to figure out how to solve it. So it looks like it does come with instructions if that's something that you're into. I'm not going to use them. And inside of the box we have the puzzle itself. I would say that it feels a little bit unstable, so I imagine that the solving experience is going to be somewhat interesting. I'm going to start scrambling it now. Okay, so my plan for solving this is to basically follow the same sort of steps I would for any of the other pyramid-shaped puzzles that I've solved. So I'm going to attempt to solve the centers first, then the edges, doing sort of a reduction type method, and then I'm going to try and solve it like a regular Jing's Pyraminx. I imagine that this is going to be very similar to the 4x4 Jing's, except naturally it has the slightly more complicated centers and edges. I'm sort of thinking that this might end up with the edges being sort of similar to the edges on this because there are sort of more pieces there, but we'll see. I'm also hoping that because it's an odd layered cube that there won't be any parity, but we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to start by doing, I think, the blue center because I already have this block just here, and yeah, update if I see anything interesting happening. Okay, so that's the blue center done. I'm going to go for, I think, the red center next, because I've got this block just here. Okay, so that's the first two centers done. Based on that experience, I'm anticipating that the last two centers might actually be fairly difficult. Again, we'll see how that goes, but basically building blocks actually is not trivial, I would say, on this puzzle. Okay, so I got there in the end. Effectively what I was trying to do was to get it so that I would have a block that would be completed by doing a slice up like this. Then once I got to that stage, I was just able to rotate it in. Now I'm going to try and do the edges, and I think I'm going to start with this yellow-red edge because I have this nice pair up already. And something I've just noticed is that this is sort of like the Pyraminx in that if I were to attempt to, so I've got this pair here and I want to insert this, naturally I can't rotate this corner here, so I will have to flip both of them and insert that edge on the bottom layer. And I'm down to, I believe, the final two edges. So what I have been doing a little bit of is that sort of slice, flip, slice type thing that you would do on a regular 5x5 cube. So basically what I'm going to do to solve this case is I'm going to slice this sort of wing over here, and I'm going to flip this edge and slice back, and that will end up putting this piece over here. So I'll do a slice, I'll flip this one, and then slice back, and you can see that we now have all of our edges complete. So now all that's left to do is to solve it like a regular Jing's Pyraminx, I believe. So I'm going to start by just aligning the corners like so, and that has given me two edges for free. So now I can put in my final edge. It'll actually let me turn, there we go. Now I just have the last layer to do, and it looks like I don't have the annoying 2 case. So now I can solve my last layer edges like so, and then finally I just have to fix my centers, and I can do that using this algorithm. And there we go. So that's it solved. I would say that's actually quite a bit easier than the 4x4 Jing's Pyraminx because you don't have to worry about any sort of parity type situations, worrying about the color scheme or anything, because that is baked in naturally to the centerpieces just here. What is slightly harder is the actual building of the centers themselves, because they're sort of more involved with making sure that you have the last two centers correct. Otherwise though, I would say, yeah, this is a fairly simple puzzle that I think would make potentially quite a good sort of beginner to intermediate level puzzle. There's not so much to figure out. That being said, the turning quality is somewhat poor. I think if it were to be magnetized, if that's even possible, it would probably improve quite a bit. But yeah, just having minor layer misalignments ends up locking the puzzle up quite a bit. and it's quite floppy, so it's very easy to accidentally sort of touch something with your thumb while you're turning and then have it so that it completely locks up. Thank you for watching, and subscribe if you want to see more. Goodbye.